104 reasons to believe in the geocentric model, 31 through 40. 31. Take a cheap $100 telescope, which is probably more powerful than NASA's scopes were 50 years ago, and compare NASA's imagery with reality. Research for yourself. You'll see that they are way off. In fact, they are so far off that it must all be a pack of lies. For example, they show us stars as being nothing more than distant suns. But when we look at them with our own scopes, we see them as being what could best be described as highly energetic life forms. The first time that I ever looked at the stars with my own telescope, I just knew that they were alive. They use our money to convince us of their lies. NASA's budget last year was $74,520,500 a day. Meanwhile, 20% of the world's children will go hungry, and every day 37,000 of them will die from starvation, an easily curable disease. And so I have to ask myself, just what are the priorities of their science? The estimated cost for the Hubble was $400 million. Actual cost, so far, $12 billion plus. Years in operation, 32. Pictures of Earth, 0. Pictures that can be authenticated, none. But I suppose it's up there saving lives. The James Webb Telescope cost $10 billion, and what did we get in return? A bunch of fake pixels and tall tales of fantasy worlds. That's all that the taxpayers got for their billions. And everything that NASA made was made here on Earth and not in outer space. We used to call them the conjurers, sorcerers, or wizards. Today we call them scientists, astronauts, and liars. 32. If there's thousands of satellites up there, then why is it that we can only see one or two at a time? There should be dozens of them crisscrossing the moon all night long. There should be collisions visible from the ground, along with uncontrollable debris falling into our cities. So-called orbiting satellites are nothing more than high-altitude balloons. Whatever cost NASA a few $1,000s will cost the ignorant taxpayers millions, if not billions of dollars. 33. Creation answers the question, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Evolution can't. We know that simplicity. The egg did not become more complex, the chicken, through evolution, because the more we break organisms down, the more complex they become. This can only mean that first came the design of all things, then came its creation. It shows intelligence within creation. The same way that life can travel from man to woman, where it's never been before, and yet know what to do and how to thrive. 34. There's no way that our atmosphere is going to gradually thin out into nothingness. Think of how demanding the vacuum of infinity must be in comparison to the minuteness of Earth's, imaginary or not, gravitational hold. Or from a biblical point of view, what would hold back the waters that are above us? Either way, we have to be living in an enclosed environment. And our beautiful ceiling is called the firmament, dome or rockia. 35. There is no Van Allen belts. That's just what they are calling the firmament. They can't get beyond it because we live in an enclosed environment. We cannot leave the Earth, and they are becoming frantic. Their lies are going to catch up with them someday. There are 3 things that cannot be hidden for long: the sun, the moon, and the truth, from the Bhagavad Gita 400 BC, 200 AD. 36. I know that the story of Genesis has been made to sound foolish, but no one needs to be told just how stupid the premise to evolution is. Everything came from nothing, a long time ago, when nothing exploded. We are all here because nothing exploded. This is the religion that man calls science. 37. We can see for ourselves that our cosmos is a carousel, and its pole runs from Polaris, the North Star, to the center of our home, the North Pole. This means Earth is literally the center of creation in measurable time. Lapse photography of star trails tells us that this is not just a case of perception. If the Earth was really rotating, then there would be 2 center points of rotation: the galaxy's, the actual center, and Earth's apparent center, but there is only one center, And that's us. Star trail photography reveals only stars revolving around mankind. 38. When an airplane comes over the horizon, as it gets closer to the observer it will look like it's rising, but in reality it has always been parallel to the ground. It's the same with the sun and moon rising and setting. They don't rise and set, nor does the earth rotate. The sun or moon, like everything else, simply approaches the observer starting from the apparent horizon. It apparently rises and brings with it its small and local light as it approaches the observer. And once it reaches its zenith, its highest point, it will start to decline, or set. Realized. 39. Strategically located phone calls tells us that there is more night than day. If the sun was far away, then half the world would be day and the other half would be night, with the line of termination going straight from pole to pole. We must unlearn what we've learned. 40. They say that we are spinning 1,038 miles per hour while going around the sun at 66,600 miles per hour, while our system goes around the galaxy at 480,000 miles per hour, while the galaxy goes around the Great Attractor at 2.2 million miles per hour. All that motion while traveling 39.2 billion miles per year, and we never feel anything. And year after year Polaris stays put. And everybody laughs at flat earthers, saying that we're the gullible ones.